Big House The Little Couple stars Jen Arnold and Bill Klein's $2.1 million Boston mansion after major move with kids. Jen, 47, Bill, 47, and their children, William and Zoe, moved to Massachusetts for her new job at the Boston Children's Hospital and Harvard Medical School Teaching Hospital earlier this year. The Little Couple stars paid $2,138,700 for the 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 5,400 square foot mansion. The U.S. Sun has exclusively obtained first photos of the renovated abode. The outside of the home features white siding, a gray roof, plenty of windows for natural light, and a seating area. The house also has a beautifully landscaped front yard. Permit records reveal the home was built in 2021. The real estate listing describes the home as a farmhouse on a 1-acre lot. The mansion has an open floor plan with custom millwork, recessed lighting, and hardwood floors. The kitchen boasts white cabinets with a gray tile backsplash, black countertops, stainless steel appliances, center island, walk-in pantry and grilling deck. The living room features a gas fireplace and custom bookcases that open to the backyard deck. The master bedroom has a walk-in closet, marble bathroom, double vanity, shower, and a soaking tub. The home also has a balcony, outdoor built-in grill, fire pit, and 3-car garage. Jen revealed earlier this summer that her family was preparing to move into their new home. She said on Instagram Live, "Today is packing day. Packing up the apartment we have lived in for the past 7 months, and we are headed to our new house here in the Boston area. I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to move into a brand new house. We have it made accessible to us. We've done some modifications to the kitchen and bathroom. The bedrooms featured spacious walk-in closets and plush carpeting. The bathrooms boasted spa-like soaking tubs or glass showers, according to the apartment complex's website. The apartment also featured a washer and dryer, 9-foot-high ceilings, a private balcony or patio, a garage, and more. Residents of the community also had access to the in-ground pool and sun deck, fitness center, conference rooms, yoga zone, fireside lounge, cafe, and more amenities. The family was living in a luxury apartment. The Sun previously reported the largest unit in the complex featured 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a den. Rent for the apartment cost $3,755 a month. The kitchen included stainless steel appliances, a subway tile backsplash, high-end quartz countertops, a pantry, an island, and more. The family moved to Massachusetts from St. Petersburg, Florida. Their previous home sold for $3,640,000 on March 21st. The 5,441 square foot home featured 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. The eat-in kitchen had white custom wood cabinets, white stone countertops, a mosaic backsplash, sub-zero appliances, and a kitchen island. The kitchen opened to the sunlit great room that has views of the water. The house had 3 floors and an elevator. The 3rd story had the primary suite with 2 walk-in closets, a master bathroom, and a second home office. The outside of the home had an oversized heated PebbleTech saltwater pool and spa, as well as a built-in fire pit. In addition to views of the water, there were also sights of a scenic golf course. Jen and Bill originally purchased the St. Petersburg home in 2017 for $2.1 million, according to Realtor. Fans have been patiently awaiting the return of the reality TV show after a years-long hiatus. Back in September 2021, the mom of 2 teased a new season after sharing a photo alongside Bill. She captioned the post at the time, "Guess who's back again." The Sun also previously reported Discovery Communications renewed the trademark for The Little Couple on March 14th, 2022, despite the show being off the air. The trademark was first filed in September 2010. It is believed the show postponement might have been likely due to the duo's expensive lawsuit with producers. Today we're talking about Jen Arnold from The Little Couple and some very exciting news she recently shared. Jen is someone we've watched over years on TLC, someone who's made us smile, cry, and definitely think more deeply about health and parenting. Now she's stepping into something new, hosting her very own podcast. Before diving into the podcast itself, let's remember who Jen is. She rose to fame on The Little Couple alongside her husband Bill Klein and their children Will and Zoe. The show ran for 14 seasons from 2009 through to 2019, holding a uniquely authentic view into a couple living with skeletal dysplasia, raising a family, and Jen pursuing her incredibly demanding career in medicine. The series gave us a window into life, love, challenge, and triumph. It ended in 2019, but never really ended for fans, because even though there haven't been new episodes, we've stayed connected through Jen's social media updates. After the show, Jen pursued a major medical role at Boston Children's Hospital, and that led to her idea to launch a podcast. As a neonatologist and pediatric specialist, she's passionate about child health. She shared with fans that she was brewing an idea for a podcast and wanted to make sure it would bring real value before launching it. She asked the community in her Instagram reel whether they'd tune in, sharing a vision of positivity, inspiration, compassion, and family. The response was overwhelmingly enthusiastic, a lot of yes, please from longtime followers. Then in January 2023, she officially announced the podcast premiere. She revealed it would be in collaboration with Boston Children's Hospital, focusing on pediatric health topics. She said she would bring in experts from across the institution to discuss important areas like screen time, sleep, injury prevention, and more. She noted that it would be her first time hosting a podcast, and she invited feedback once it launched. She hoped it would support parents and families looking for evidence-based health insights from a trusted medical institution and from someone they already knew and respected. The show is called Boston Children's Answers, Kids Health. It premiered January 24th, 2023. Despite being a doctor, Jen explained it felt personal too, like learning along with the audience because she's parenting while practicing medicine. That dual perspective, she said, would bring authenticity and relatability. As a parent and pediatrician, she's invested in making it accessible, friendly, but medically sound. Since launch, listeners have heard episodes covering topics parents often ask about. Things like how to manage screen time, how to improve sleep habits for children, advice for injury prevention, guidance on choosing a pediatrician, and more. Jen speaks with experts in pediatrics from Boston Children's to bring research-based info in a conversational tone, just like her Instagram live announcements or family chat. She clearly values community feedback and regularly encourages listeners to let her know what topics they'd like to hear, what questions they have, and how she can make the show better for parent listeners. Her fans have been really supportive. They posted comments like, "Great idea, can't wait," and "Been a super fan from day one with your amazing family." Many commented they hoped the little couple might return someday, but the consensus was that the podcast was a wonderful new way to stay connected and useful in people's lives. The future of the original. Beyond the podcast, Jen continues to share personal updates, including her long-standing cancer survival story. She beat stage 3 choriocarcinoma back in 2013, rang the bell in 2014, and as of January 2024 marked 10 years of remission with a heartfelt Instagram post. She expressed gratitude for life, family, and the support she's had through the journey. More recently, some rumor sites falsely have suggested her cancer returned, but these are unfounded. They're based on misunderstanding old content. Jen remains cancer-free as of mid-2025, continuing her medical and advocacy work. She's also posted updates surrounding events like testing positive for COVID-19 in June 2024. But she recovered and shared it in the spirit of keeping fans in the loop. And in late 2024, she went to Florida in the wake of hurricanes to check on family and friends and shared news of loss in her community and prayers for those affected. Through all this, Jen stays authentic, transparent, and caring. She's not only a doctor, but a mom, a wife, a nonprofit advocate, and someone who uses her influence to highlight inclusion, access, and kindness. The podcast, then, feels like the natural next chapter. It gives her a platform to bring helpful medical guidance to a wider audience in a friendly, accessible format. Instead of living her story behind cameras, she's living it alongside expert guests to answer real questions parents ask every day. With that credibility, parenting perspective, and personal warmth, it's something both new and familiar for her audience. If you're planning a video around this, open with a warm welcome and a quick nod to the little couple days, then share the podcast news and why it matters. Introduce who Jen is and why she's credible, her medical background, her personal journey, and her role as a parent. Describe the podcast topics and format, and share reactions from her fans. Tie it all together by reflecting on how she continues to lift up families and how this podcast is a continuation of that, even after the show ended. You could add segments like 3 reasons you'll love the podcast, or best episode so far, or listener feedback. But keep it conversational, as though you're describing it to a friend eager to check it out. And always bring it back to her heart and mission, to help families raise healthy kids grounded in compassion and science. Close by inviting viewers to check out Boston Children's Answers, Kids Health wherever they get their podcasts, and to let you know in the comments, what podcast topic would you ask Jen to cover next?